All right, it's been 15 minutes. Let's take a look, see how it turned out. Okay, not too bad, guys. So there you go. So there's the form, and it does have this little gap here, so it looks like the other clamp didn't actually clamp that down quite enough. So basically, if you wanted to get rid of this, take a heat gun and just heat it up. So just heat this little area up and then put it back in the foam, just this little section. So just heat it up, put it back in the foam, and then you could basically just use one clamp and just clamp it there for another 10 minutes or so. Yeah, so and then so you can basically just put pressure on the areas you want to get compressed again after you heat it. So that's all you got to do. So it's pretty easy. And I actually don't mind that. I actually like having a channel like this, because I like for debris to come out here and for water and stuff to just come out. So it's not a big deal for me. So I think most people get rid of it just for aesthetics, but I like to have a little cleaning channel out of the sheaves. So I'm not going to really worry about that, because I am gonna take the sander or the Dremel to this and just kind of round off the edges. But yeah, this looks really good. So what you want to do, so the sections that look like exactly what you want, like on this one, I'm gonna go ahead and just put the two of the holster screws here, just to keep it together. So I'm gonna put one here and one here, because I'm gonna put a third one up towards the top, but that's after I fold this over, okay? And then that's how I'm gonna keep this folded over after I heat it up. So I'll show you how I heat this up, fold it over, okay? So but for now, we're gonna drill the two holes right here, because this is exactly how we want it. So I can take this out. There you go. Get out of the sun here. 95 and 90% humidity again. All right. Let's see here. Get by the fan. And I just eyeball things because I'm impatient like that. Okay, so those are going to be the two holes for the two screws there, and sometimes you need to open them up a little bit. Yeah, just don't overdo opening the holes too much. Because another thing you can actually do also, instead of drilling, is just use your heat gun and just heat up the whole area, and then you can just press it through once it softens up, or you can actually heat up the screws and just push them in. Okay. And it doesn't really matter which side of the screw you use. It's just really on your aesthetics, what you like. So that being said, I do like them to be the same, so I'm actually going to take this one off. Okay, that's what it looks like. So they all look the same, and when basically when I tighten these down, it'll pull this completely through the KYDEX. Okay, so that's good. So that's the start. So if you can see on this one, so the blade fits in there real good. All right. Okay. So what I'm going to actually do, since this is going to be too close to that hole, I want a little bit more space. I can take my razor blade and just cut this over right here. So you see on this side, so that's where they go, right? So it's pretty protected. So I'm just gonna put it to where, I think I'll just put it to where, yeah, I'm just gonna cut it right to there. So maybe I'll just have it cover this whole cutout area. Yeah, we'll see how that looks first. So I'm just gonna go ahead and score this over, so it doesn't interfere with this hole. So just score it over right to there. So, okay, so we'll do that. And if you ever feel like if you're kind of sketched out about cutting Yeah, you can always just sand, or you can just tape off the area you want. You know, just use tape to like make a little ridge so you can cut along it. So yeah, don't be as impatient as I am, because I often like to learn things the hard way due to my impatience. My grandfather always said I was a little bit too impatient, and I agree. I never argued. But boy, when impatience pays off and I get things done quickly, that's sure is a joy. All right. Okay, so you see I scored this. So you see the score lines. So I'm gonna see if I can just break that off. So now you can see what I'm talking about. Like once you get all this folded, it makes it difficult to like even to like break things off, just because you have not a lot of room to do it with, right? So let's see here. Like, you don't have to be super gentle with KYDEX, because it's not, you're not going to snap it. Like you can try as best you can to snap just even this thin KYDEX, and it's very doubtful you ever will be able to do that. Yeah, so if you're having difficulty breaking it off, just score it again. Don't hurt yourself, because that's what's going to happen. Because this is sharp too. It's not razor blade sharp, but sharp enough to cut you if you're really tweaking on it. So yeah, so it's KYDEX is tough stuff. Yeah, I'd be way rougher with this if it's going to be on the giveaway blade, so I'm trying not to. I'm trying to make the giveaway blade better looking than my blade. Okay, so now we got clean up this little stuff here. All right, so that's where your Dremel comes in real handy. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. The hole's cleared, and when I fold this over, it's going to cover this whole thing. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and go with that, right? Okay, now what we're going to do is get a heat gun and just heat this up so I can bend it over. All right, so now you got to set up your little clamp situation again, and so I'm going to heat it up. See here. Let's see, I need one closest to the edge. So I will heat it up with the heat gun, fold it over, and then place this on top, and then clamp it just on the side. So let's see if we can do that in one take here. You want to do it with the blade in the proper position, okay? So the blade's in there, and we're just gonna do it in this area that needs to be folded. So this little flap here, so I'm not going down here at all. It's just gonna be this flap area right where the fold's gonna be. So just along the spine of the knife, let's say. So you do both sides. You can see it's getting pretty floppy, right? So you don't want to overdo it. So it's getting right about there where you kind of see it flopping. Yeah, you don't overdo it, because the heat gun can actually melt it. But yeah, so it's getting right about where I want it. It's pretty floppy. Okay. Okay, now I can fold it over just like this, right? And I should have my gloves on, but you know me. You guys know how I am now. Okay. So I can pull it tight. Okay. I put that on top. And where's my board? Okay. And of course I don't have my clamps handy with me. Don't be like me, guys. Have it all ready to go. But I got ADD, so I have an excuse. No, there's really no excuse for not preparing properly. I'll need 2 clamps because since we're doing just this edge, if I just use this one clamp, it's gonna want to just flip this whole thing over. Oh, I didn't think this out very good. Okay, so use the big one. Okay, so that's what it looks like now. Well, it's been 10 minutes, I just took this off. So I'm fairly satisfied with that. I mean, you can look, like if you don't like seeing these gaps and stuff, you can easily heat this up and compress it again. So I might do that with this one. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and just drill the last screw in here, just so I can keep it together. And then I'll do the final touch, the final squeeze on this one, okay? So. So if you're doing this overlap, you will need the regular sized, regular length holster screw. So it's just kind of like double the length of those, just because it's got that fold over. So same diameter, it's just a little longer. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and just heat this little section up and just clamp it just so it's flush down here. Yeah, all I'm doing is just looking at how to place this to give it the most squeeze, right? So I'm gonna just put it right there. That way I can put the clamp just right on top of that foam right there and get it squeezed in, because I want a lot of pressure to just get that squeezed in there. And definitely have a more organized workspace. Yeah. So I'm just gonna heat up this little section I want to squeeze down. Okay. There. Okay, so that should be right on top of where I want, where that little crease, that little fold area where I want it to be completely flat. So we'll see if that works. But that's really how you spot treat the KYDEX. Just use a heat gun and just heat it up. Like, don't overheat it. Like, once you start seeing it kind of start shining, that means that you're starting to overheat it. And so, yeah, just watch for that. Okay, let's take a look. Take that off. Okay, so it's an improvement. It's not as flat as I want it. So I could keep dinking around with it. Like, I think on this part, if I really want to get rid of this little hole, I'll have to actually just heat this up and then just actually put it between 2 pieces of wood. I think this foam is just a little too soft to actually squeeze that down. So I would just do that, but I'm gonna round this off anyway. And so it's not gonna look bad. I think it'll look pretty nice. So I'm happy with that. So we got that part. And then I'm gonna go ahead and drill the 2 holes for the lanyard. Just like the AX-VEL blade. But I think I actually will just grind it first, and then I'll decide where I want to put the holes. So I'll do that. Oh, and then this part. So we do want to address this area. So this is going to have to be heated up and then so I can put the screw in here. So this screw here will you can use it as a secondary retention or retention adjustment. So it'll adjust the tension that this you know, that this grabs onto the blade. Yeah, so yeah, that's got too much retention up here now. Okay, so if you run into this problem where now it's not going to want to come out because that's really molded into this notch area now, you just have to heat it up to loosen this up. So I'm going to need to heat this area up. So definitely that's why you want to go ahead and get this screwed in and then heat this up, because if you didn't screw this in, the heat will transfer down to here and it'll bubble back out, right? So you want, yeah, everything that's where you want it, you want to just go ahead and put your screws on it. Yeah, so I'm going to just heat this little area right here, and it's going to loosen up the tension right here. Yeah, I don't want to do it from over on this side, because if I do on this side, this might want to flip up, and I don't want that, because I like how flush it is at this point. So I'm going to do it from this side. Yeah, so now it's going to come out. Okay, so and I can actually just use the blade to force a little lip right there, an opening. That way it'll kind of welcome the blade in, as I say. Yeah, so I'm going to use this piece of garbage, this junk KYDEX here. And by the way, don't ever throw away like pieces of KYDEX. You'll find uses for it. Like all of a sudden, your kid needs like an action figure stand. You can make like a little stand to hold up their action figures or something like this. So yeah, infinite uses for this KYDEX stuff. Yeah, so while it's still warm, I'm just forcing this outer edge area open, so it creates a lip. Like if you guys are into guns, it's just like a mag well. Like the bottom of the mag well is always flared out here, so you're making a flare. That's a flared opening. That's what I'm trying to say. Flared opening, gun terms, all right? So a flared opening. Okay. Okay, so it's really forming around that groove, which is what's catching. So I'm going in and sticking this piece of KYDEX in between there to open up the area where the groove section is, because I don't want that to be the problem area. Every time I try to pull it out, that can be loose.